Just talk about the CIA. Look at the guy he brought in. Again, he brought in a bunch of warmongers. Huckabee as the Israeli ambassador to United States ambassador to Israel. This guy said there's no such thing as Palestine. It never existed. That they're God's chosen people. One after another, all of these pro-Zionist people that he brought in. And then he says he's going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. So we'll see when he gets elected in 24 hours if it's over. And again, Trump, he speaks one thing and does another. Like, for instance, but not doing another, but the facts. He's going to cut taxes. I'm going to cut taxes. Are you going to cut taxes? Like you did in 2017 when you cut taxes for the big corporations and you spewed out the crap that they were going to use this money for capital improvements? Oh, and it's going to rebuild America, make America great again? No. 2018, biggest year of stock buybacks on history. That's what they did with the Dow. So, Trump is, for Trump and for the corporations. So we'll see what happens. He'll probably throw us plantation workers of Slavelandia, some little deals. But on the big scheme, it's all for the bigs. And again, look at the warmongers he brought in as Secretary of Defense. Look at the little clown boy, Marco Rubio. Go back to 2016 when Trump was running for president and they had these debates and he's making fun of little Marco Rubio. Another warmongering pro-Zionist little boy. Again, all these, like a guy like Rubio and the rest, they talk big. They couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag, but they love war. So anyway, that's where I see Trump going. Go back to our Trends Journal 2 days before the Ukraine war began. It was February 22nd, 2022, Trends Journal. The war began on the 24th. We said there's no way in the world that Ukraine is going to be able to beat Russia in a war. If Napoleon couldn't pull it off, leaving Poland with 420,000 troops to attack Moscow and came back with 10,000? If Hitler, Operation Barbarossa, World War II, killed some 25 million Russians. Oh, they were the first to defeat the Germans. How's Ukraine going to beat them? No way, we said. It's ridiculous. You keep bloodying the killing fields by spending all this, what is about $200 billion America's sent to Ukraine, Germany, and the other countries, another probably $150 billion to keep a stupid war going. I believe that Trump can help end that war. But here's the deal. Now the talk's coming out that Ukraine can go nuclear. That's the latest word. Also, they may do something like attack a Russian nuclear power plant. They're going to do something very dramatic to try to get more support. So there's always the wild cards. I'm a trend forecaster. People call people futurists. Nobody can predict the future. There are too many wild cards, whether they're made by humans or nature. So you don't know the wild cards that could be dealt here. But if there are no wild cards between now and when Trump gets in, I truly believe Trump will do everything he can to end the Ukraine war. And again, it's the bottom line. No dough, no war. One of our top trends for 2024, a golden year for gold. Gold was selling then at $2,041 when we made that forecast. So what happened? The wild card was played. Trump came in. We just talked about Ukraine war. There was fear of World War III escalating. Those war fears have calmed down. And Trump's selling the BS too that he's going to stop the Israel war, which I don't believe he's going to do. But anyway, those fears are calming down. Here's some data. Gold's down 5% from since Trump came in. That's exactly in line what happened when he came in 2016. Then it went down almost 12% because he sells the line that it's going to be pro-economy. And the dollar's getting stronger rather than weaker. Silver was down 13% after Trump's 2016 election. So here's the deal as I see it. Trump is going to do everything he can to pump up this economy because all he's interested in is the bottom line, more money for him. And more money for him means a better stock market. And how do you get a better stock market? Let's go back to 2018. The S&P 500 and the Dow were down 10% in 1 month. What did Trump do? He forced Jerome Powell, the Fed head, to lower interest rates. Boop, markets skyrocketed. What happened? Oh, remember the repo crisis? Oh, no, we forget about that. Oh, that was in September 2019 from artificially propping up the markets. Let's go back to the COVID war. Trump called a state of emergency in America on March 13th, Black Friday, 2020. What did he do? Pump trillions of dollars into the economy and force the feds to lower interest rate to 0 to artificially boost up the economy. So going back to the markets, I believe he's going to lower interest rates. If he lowers interest rates, the lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go up. And again, right now with Trump in, came up, the dollar got strong again, like a year high. That's the story. You don't know what's going to happen. If he keeps playing the same cards he's played before, that's the bet. Again, you look at the election. By the way, I got the election wrong. I thought Harris was going to win. And the reason I thought, again, we only go by data. You go back to Howard Trend's Journal in May of 2022. That's when the midterm elections started heating up in America. And then, of course, they voted in November. Inflation was 9%. Biden's ratings were in the toilet. The Republicans did lousy in the midterm elections. You know why? One issue: abortion. They were anti-abortion, and that's when Harris hit the campaign trail. We wrote about it as it was happening in 2022. We thought abortion would be a major issue again. Now, we're going back to talk about what you're talking about, the economy. You look at the data coming out from the surveys of America's consumers' attitude. It hit a 4-year high and has been up in the last 4 months before the election. We thought she'd get the black vote because go to the web, people say, oh, she's not black. I'm not saying what color she is. I'm using her language. Go to the White House and she calls herself a black American, an Asian ancestry. Anyway, we thought she'd get the black vote. Oh, she's Jamaican. We thought she'd get the Latino vote. She didn't get any of the votes. She went down on all of them. Matter of fact, there were 10, 11 million less Democrats that went out to vote in this year than in 2020 when Biden ran against Trump. Why? You look at the polls when they left the election after they voted. It's the economy. People are suffering. So Wall Street has nothing to do with Main Street. And the people are going down. That's why he won. That was the major issue. What's going on with the genocide being committed by the United States and its allies supporting the Israel war, the Ukraine war? Only 4% of America's voters saw global issues as a primary issue. So it goes back to the economy. And he's going to do everything he can to prop up this economy. Look what's going on with Bitcoin. If there was no cryptocurrencies, gold prices would be double what they are. You got all this money going into looking for another safe haven asset. And Bitcoin's become that. And again, we've been bullish on Bitcoin for years. But again, a wild card. All of a sudden, Trump gets $150 million from crypto people, and now he's promoting Bitcoin big time. So you can never predict the wild card. I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate. I was on the other side. I got a picture when I picked up Ronald Reagan at the Chicago Hilton when I was 30 years old. I've been with presidents, prime ministers, and princes. The people in politics are the lowest pieces of scum you could find on earth. Arrogant little boys and girls. Look at the clown show. Olaf Schultz. One jerk after another, bareback. Look at NATO. Look at the EU. Look at the clown freak show. The government destroyed the country with all their bureaucratic crap. And let's go back to the facts. Go back to 2019, just before the COVID war that began on January 2020, when China launched it on their Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. Germany was that far away from recession before the COVID war. What they've done, as the United States has done, and many European countries, well, the EU, is the deal they made with China. Go back to 2001. That's when they officially came into the World Trade Organization. Look at China's GDP going up to 2000. It's like this. They get in the World Trade Organization, it skyrockets. How come? Germany, one of the most advanced industrialized countries, United States, tech, they all go to China, giving China all the manufacturing and high-tech skills that they never had, opening up factories there. By the way, the deal was you could only own 49% of it. The Chinese owned 51%. They gave China everything they needed to take their manufacturing away from them. They caused their own problem. And now China doesn't need Germany to export products to them. They got their own. Look at the luxury market, tanking. They're like, why? Well, the Chinese economy is way down because of their 3 years of zero COVID policy. Then they were big buyers. So what I'm saying is they did it themselves by allowing China into the World Trade Organization. They were booming with Volkswagen, all these companies, BMW, the Chinese buying up these cars as their economy is booming. Now they're making their own. They don't need you. So that's what happened. It's as simple as that.